Have you ever felt like someone just stopped seeing your value, even though you haven't changed a bit? As we get older, this feeling can creep in quietly. Friends don't call as often. Family stops asking for your opinion. Even small things, like a missed birthday or silence when you're hurting, can sting in a way that's hard to put into words. But here's a truth I want you to hold on to. Your value doesn't vanish just because someone else forgot to see it. You don't need to chase anyone's attention to prove your worth. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 quiet, powerful shifts older adults can make when they feel overlooked. These aren't tricks for revenge or games to get noticed. They're tools to help you regain your sense of dignity, self-respect, and peace. Stay with me to the end. The final mindset shift might completely change how you view your relationships and how others respond to you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so and tap the bell. This channel is here to help you grow stronger, more confident, and more fulfilled, no matter your age. Let's begin. Number 1. Pull back your energy, quietly. When someone no longer values your presence, it often shows in small ways. They cancel plans, respond slowly, or stop checking in.
The usual instinct.
Try harder. Call more. Explain yourself. But wise people do the opposite. They pull back, with grace. No drama.
No bitterness.
Just quiet dignity. You stop initiating.
You stop overextending. You let the silence speak.
This isn't about punishing them. It's about giving yourself space to remember your worth. Carl, a 72-year-old neighbor, once helped with groceries, errands, even pet sitting. When his neighbor grew cold and distant, Carl didn't confront him. He just stepped back. 3 weeks later, that same neighbor came knocking. "Hey Carl, everything okay?"
Avente sin you.
And that's the point. When you stop giving endlessly, people notice. Whether they come back or not, you've already taken the most important step, honoring your own value.
Número 2. Treat your time like it's gold.
Time is your most valuable asset, especially now. Yet, when someone doesn't value you, one of the first signs is how carelessly they treat your time. They're late. They cancel. They expect you to wait around.
Start honoring your own schedule.
Stop rearranging everything to fit someone else's life. Stop saying yes out of guilt. Tom, 78, used to babysit for his son's family 3 times a week. But the last-minute changes and lack of appreciation wore on him. One day he simply said, "That doesn't work for me anymore."
No arguments. Use a clear boundary.
And what happened? His son adjusted, planned ahead, showed more gratitude. When you value your time, others will too. If this resonates, drop a #2 in the comments. I'd love to know you're still with me. Number 3. Do one thing each day just for you. When others stop valuing you, you may stop valuing yourself.
You stop doing things you love.
You become invisible, even to yourself. But you can change that. One small act at a time. Go for a walk.
Paint again.
Make your coffee and sip it slowly on the porch. Wear your favorite shirt just because you like how it feels. Frank, 81, lost his wife and stopped hearing from his kids. One day, he started cooking Sunday dinners again, just for himself. He lit candles, played jazz, and made his favorite meals. Soon, neighbors joined. Then friends. Eventually, his kids came around too. But even if no one had, Frank had already won. Because he remembered his joy, and made space for it again. Number 4. Stop explaining yourself. One of the most draining things you can do is constantly explain your feelings to people who aren't listening. You don't need to justify needing rest, or setting a boundary, or saying no. When Elena, 75, told her sister she wouldn't be lending money anymore, she didn't list past favors or explain her stress. She simply said, "No, not this time."
No lecture.
Just peace. And guess what? That simple sentence carried more weight than all her past explanations combined. The less you justify yourself, the more others start to hear you. Not because you're louder, but because your boundaries speak for themselves. Drop a #4 in the comments if this one speaks to you. Number 5. Break the routine they expect. People often stop appreciating what they assume will always be there.
Desillusion?
Gently change the rhythm. If you always call first, pause. If you always say yes, try saying no. If you always listen but never speak, begin to share. Margaret, 79, always watched her grandkids. Her daughter would drop them off, barely say hello, and leave.
One day, Margaret wasn't home.
She had taken herself out for the afternoon. The next week, her daughter came early, stayed longer, asked how she was doing. Why? Because the routine had broken. And in that quiet shift, Margaret became visible again. Number 6. Be kind. With boundaries. Kindness is powerful. But kindness without limits can lead to burnout. Many older adults were raised to give without asking for anything in return. That's generous, but risky. It's how people start to see you as a convenience, not a person. Harold, 80, helped a neighbor constantly. Rides, errands, favors. One day he calmly said, "I can help once this week, but I won't be doing this regularly." No anger, just clarity. And surprisingly, the neighbor respected it. Kindness is not weakness. True kindness is giving from a full heart, not an empty one. If this one hit home, let me know by commenting #6 below.
Número 7. Say less. Mean more.
There's a quiet strength in someone who doesn't say much, but means every word. Clara, 76, used to send long messages trying to fix family conflict. One day, she stopped. When something didn't feel right, she simply said, "That didn't sit well with me." That was it. No long explanations. Just truth. And for the first time, her family actually listened. When you stop trying to be understood by everyone, something shifts.
You start respecting yourself more.
And that calm confidence, it's what often brings people back around. Which of these 7 quiet shifts stood out to you the most? Maybe it was the reminder that your time is precious. Or the strength in simply saying no. Or the idea of doing something for yourself, every single day. Whatever it was, remember this. Your worth hasn't faded. It might have been overlooked, but it's still there. All it takes is one small change, a pause, a boundary, a new routine, to remind the world who you are. And to remind yourself, too.
If this message touched you, we'd love to hear from you.
Leave a comment below sharing one thing you plan to apply this week.
Your voice matters.
And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. This community is here for you, to inspire, to support, and to walk this journey together. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.